Hey, what is up? It is the Fit Gear Hunter, and today we're going to do a massive video on equipment options for the daily CrossFitter. So I just did a major review for if you just got a new watch here, you can watch these different reviews to learn more about the metrics, to learn more about the aspects. That was just posted on the channel. As always, everything on this channel is for testing and tracking devices for the purpose of CrossFit training versus all the running, swimming, and biking videos that are out there. So what I wanted to do is I was just thinking about we're all starting the new year. We're all setting goals. We all sort of have an idea. Maybe you've been doing CrossFit for a long time, or maybe you're doing CrossFit for a short period of time. And within that, I have spent a lot of time trying to figure out what sideline equipment would make the CrossFit experience better, or would just be useful, or something functional like that. So we're going to go through a massive set of different types of equipment and ones that I have found to be worthwhile and useful and for consideration to pick up in heading into the new year goals. So all of the things we're going to talk about. So down in the description below, there's going to be timestamps for each little equipment type. There's also going to be links if you want to purchase the equipment. Those are affiliate links, but they help the channel and they cost you nothing extra. And there's going to be links to any reviews that I've done. So I've done some mass reviews on some of these equipment types in a combination status. So you can see reviews, you can see a hands-on, just to kind of, Amazon will show you one picture of it, but if you want to sort of get a feel for the quality and value, the review will be able to give you a little bit more of that. So with that, we're going to dive in. We're going to look at all the different areas that might affect, and I'm probably going to immediately when I post this think, oh God, I forgot that one area. So I'll try to, maybe pin a comment if there's ones that I've forgotten. So we're going to dive in because I don't think it's going to be very short because there's a lot of possible types of equipment. But hey, you got the timestamps. You can just sort of pick and choose what part of the video you might want to watch. The first and most important piece of equipment that is fundamentally required when you're wearing a device and testing for CrossFit or tracking your training in CrossFit is a external heart rate monitor. Do not, if you have a Garmin or your Suunto or Polar or Coros, do not just trust the wrist-based optical heart rate sensor. Really, there's only two devices, the Garmin Forerunner 945 LTE and the Apple Watch 6 and the Apple Watch 6754 being the most superior with heart rate accuracy when worn on the wrist and doing a CrossFit workout. But there's so many failures that occur from time to time that you simply must buy a chest strap or an armband and connect it to your device so that it takes the heart rate and feeds it into the workout within the watch. The primary one, the most significant one, is the Polar H10. The Polar H10 and also the Polar H9, but the Polar H10 can connect to multiple devices. You can do multiple channels of Bluetooth. You can get Ant Plus, but it also comes with a nicer strap. So the H9 is a more simple strap, less coverage area. You don't get these sort of gripper nodules on the H9, and I think it's worth it. I think it's $5 off right now anyway. So the Polar H10, again, all of the possible review pieces as well as links to purchase are all down below. The second is Polar H9, Polar H10 being the most superior, $85. If you want an armband, the Polar Verity Sense is the single most accurate, most easy to use. It almost is a little too much to it because you can track your swimming, you can save the workout into the little tiny puck device itself, and you can obviously just stream your heart rate. We're just going to use it for streaming heart rate because that makes the most sense. But one of the things great about the Verity Sense is that you can be 150, I think, meters away from your device. Maybe it's feet. Either way, it could be a long way. So you can just leave your watch off to the side, be tracking the workout, all of the heart rate on the armband, on the bicep, and get full statistics without the risk or the annoyance of wearing a watch. And then last is a budget option, the Power Labs chest strap. I think it's $45 over the holidays, $50 normally. It's super simple from a startup company, but otherwise, even as a startup company, if things don't work out for them, the device is really simple technology, so it's a great solution for that. So that's the heart rate monitor. So the next up significant purchase is a bag, and this is the Haven Athletic bag, and they're now finally catching up with orders and shipments, but it has compartments. So you can see all the compartments, and please watch the review down below so you can see this bag in all its glory and all the different aspects, because Haven is revolutionary. I think, I've looked all across for gym bags. I would never go back to a regular gym bag now. Never go back to it, because this is just, I can see everything, especially with CrossFit people. You have a bunch of different accessories, a lot of equipment. You got a little compartment for each little piece of equipment. It's awesome. So that's the bag. Next up is the shoes. I did not purchase fancy shoes for a long time. I literally, and this is maybe admitting too much, I bought some used Metcon 7, Nike or Reebok Metcon 7s. No, I'm sorry, Nano 7s. These are the Metcon 7s from Nike. So Reebok Nano 7s on eBay. Used them for 2 years. They were great. I felt like they were ideal. And when I went to purchase and I thought about the price and all the cost, I really think the Nike Metcon 7 that is just recently released is unlike any other shoe currently being offered, because Nike spent 2 years developing these for the purpose of CrossFit. My rope climbing has completely and dramatically changed. They got a Velcro strap so that your shoes don't come untied. It's got a little hard piece on the back, so when you're doing headstand push-ups, you can just slide across the wall. They have a wide footbed so that you're doing lifting, you have a good solid base, and they are well worth the money. And I think at $130, I think it's totally worth it for the Metcon 7s. They are the best shoes, I think, all around. Next up, knee sleeves. So knee sleeves, it just makes things more comfortable. It makes your knees feel compressed and more comfortable doing heavy lifting. I like the Ray-Ban knee sleeves. Now these are like $40 to $45 per sleeve, and I like the 7mm thickness. So I did actually test. I'm not actually going to put the link to the review down below for some of the discount knee sleeves, but I have found discount knee sleeves to be worthwhile for rotating in and out. But the Ray-Bans have held up well for the last 4 years. They have really held up perfectly. And the other one that I would mention is the Bear Complex, because they have a different seam process. So the seams are sort of along the side in a curvature, so you don't have it right in the middle. They feel really comfortable. These are the 7mm. And one thing I really like is that they're reversible. So typically I'll wear my knee sleeves 2 workouts. So I'll come home and I'll just set them open so they dry, but then you usually have to flip them back inside out. Well, this is reversible, so you just throw it back in your bag and you're good to go. That's the Bear Complex knee sleeves. The next is hand grips. So I have been wearing all Bear Complex hand grips. I tested a few others. I just think the Bear Complex is just the most simple choice. I had long used the 2-hole Bear Clip, but I'm going to do a review because I have the 3-hole and I have the no-hole Bear Complex hand grips now. And the 2-hole, if I'm working on a box that doesn't have air conditioning, so in the summer it gets really sweaty, and it's missing a piece of my hand. And I noticed I was wearing a callus or wearing a hole into the side of my hand because the 2-hole wasn't wide enough. So recently I've been using the 3-hole, which fits perfectly. I mean, it just covers, it's got a little nice design to it. So the 3-hole is great. And then I've also been using the no-hole. It's just a flap of leather. But these are great for toes to bar because you just sort of flap on and lock in and go. The new versions of the Bear Complex have a lot more padding and cushioning in the wrist wrap portion, so it feels a lot more comfortable than even the original 2-hole that I got a long time ago. But they've held up really well. They're super durable, so no issues there. But hand wraps are super important if you're in CrossFit. And I kind of think simplicity. I would just go with Bear Complex. They grip well. There's a couple different types of grip systems. I found both of them to feel relatively simple, but they feel like they really help a big difference in holding on to the bar. Next up, we're going to go down the accessory line across your body. So we just did hand wraps. I'm going to talk about wrist wraps next. So I had sprained my wrist. It's still kind of problematic because I don't really take time off. And even if I do take time off, I'm still using it for stuff. So I have found the Double Under Wonder. Now, I didn't test a bunch of wrist wraps, but these are a simple solution because I think they're like 20 bucks. I would recommend you buy 2 pairs because you can rotate it in and out of the wash, because they can get sweaty if you wear them for a workout. But these are elastic. They just sort of Velcro in, so they stretch, and you can tighten it to your own level of comfort and tightness. You can wrap it high up, and there's a review down below for the Double Under wrist wraps. So those are a great ideal solution, and that leads me to the final sort of more essential piece of equipment. All of these things in this initial set of equipment is the essential items, I feel like, and that's the Double Under Wonder jump rope. Now, this is not an advanced jump rope. I think it's $26, but you can customize the colors. But the biggest thing about it is it's simple in itself as well. So you don't have to pick and choose your size. You just enter your height into the website and they send you a custom sized rope. Now, if you have some sort of odd thing where you have really short legs and really long arms, then maybe that's, but if you have like just sort of normal proportions, this is a great simple solution. I did a bunch of, bought a bunch of like $15 ropes on Amazon and tested them, and I was trying to size it. And I got the sizing wrong like every time. And so I kept having trouble picking back up with double unders after the pandemic and my original rope broke. So the double under wonder is just simple, and it's $26 and they work fantastic. They come with the bag and you can customize the colors, and it's just a great solution. So that's the primary equipment. Now we're gonna look at secondary equipment, secondary things that might be of importance. The first of which are watch bands. And I'm gonna go in the order of like less significant to more dreamy watch bands. So the first is like the and cool watch bands. Oh, and about watch bands, I did a whole review of different watch bands. You can see them hands-on. We look at them in greater detail. So check out the review, again, all in the description below. And Cool makes great Amazon-based watch bands. And then I found like a 2-strap, like a Velcro, like a Garmin Enduro band just for the Fenix 6. And you could really use it for any 22 millimeter watch that has a little bit of room between the pin, and you can get your own pins for that. So that one's a cheap one. For Apple Watch, I use like an all encased most of the time, except for with the new Apple Watch 7 that I'm testing now because I like the color too much. And we're gonna talk about a protector for that. But the main watch band I wanna talk about is this Nick Mankey design. Let's see if we can get it to focus. Nick Mankey Designs is a custom-made watch. Now, you can't get this. This is a prototype because I got to test it. But for the Fenix 6, Fenix 6X, Fenix 6X, 6S, whatever you want, but anything that's 22 millimeters, the 945 will work, the 745 will work, the 245, I don't know if he makes a 20 millimeter actually, but anything, the Sunto 7 is a 26 millimeter, I believe, so you can make it work for that. So there's just, you can just find out the distance and you can get the band for that. But it hoops, it like locks back on itself. So first it's really stretchy, but then it circles around to create this like hug on your wrist. I just think it's the most comfortable band I've ever worn. You have to custom order it. You have to know your wrist size, and you have to wait for it to be made because they're all made by hand, so it takes 6 to 8 weeks. But Nick Mankey Designs is great. Next up is headphones. So these are the Beats Fit Pro. I did a review in the description below, my previous favorite, and still, we'll talk about it. The Power Beats Pro, I tested a bunch of headphones, and I since have tested other ones, and I just haven't put up the reviews. But the Power Beats Pro continue to be the best, volume, the best quality, the best fit, like stay on your ears. But the more important part is the best quality for an audio call. I've seen a lot of reviews and they talk about how good they sound when you go on runs and if they fall out or not, but nobody does, in my opinion, enough examination on the quality of the call, sound quality. And I use them exclusively because they sync to the Apple phone, and you can just hold the thing down, talk to Siri, and it'll, it works really well, better than other headphones do that don't automatically link to the iPhone. And soon I'm going to do the review for the Beats Fit Pro, and the Beats Fit Pro are like 2.0. Sound quality on calls is a little bit less, but these are fantastic. They have noise cancellation, you have transparency mode, they fit in your ear, they're super sealed, and you don't have, they're not sticking out, so they're not as ugly. So that is headphones. And then last, we have some oddball things. Now, this is a bezel cover for the Fenix 6. A lot of people have asked, and I'll put a review to it so you can see like, what does that really look like in person? But I don't know if I can get it to stick on for even a second. But it looks like this. So it changes the look. Come on, camera. Let me have to hide behind it. There it is. It looks like this. So it looks like you have a whole different watch, and you can get it in black, you can get it in silver, you can get different types of designs around it. It's just sold on Amazon. There's nothing fancy about it. And I have found the seal to be fine. You can peel it off and you can kind of stick it back on. It uses like a 3M seal. So those are bezel covers. And the last thing I'll talk about is the Apple Watch cover system. So I found a great screen protector for the Apple Watch, and then because I like this blue color and I want to show it off more, I found sort of a rubberized, and I tested a few of the ones that have like a screen protector built into it. I gotta hide behind it. There we go. So I tested a few others that have a screen protector built into it, but this is the most comfortable, and this I find to be the best because it is just clear, it's sort of rubberized, and I have my own screen protector, which is just a light film, and that film itself, I'll post in the link below, is fantastic because it's sealed really easily and it's really smooth, doesn't drag on the face. But you got to get something for the Apple Watch. It's like major design flaw there because it's just waiting to get cracked regardless of how tough the Series 7 is. So with that, that is the full equipment list. You have a whole bunch of information down below. You can dive into it at your will and at your leisure. You can look into different products and things like that. There's plenty of other things out there, like things you can grind your calluses with, you know, thumb wraps. I didn't mention, but I really do like the Wad and Done. It's like a tape that you lay on, you sort of strap it around instead of, if you don't want to wear a wrist wrap for doing pull-ups, it's just a tape that goes around there. Those have been great, so if you're curious about that, you can look that up on Amazon. But either way, there's a lot of great equipment out there, but it's so much equipment. It's just simple just to have a list. These are the ones, just get these, they're great, and go from there. So if you have any other thoughts or any other equipment that you love, please put it in the comments below. I'd love to see what I missed and what I've forgotten, as I always do. But with that, that's the Fit Gear Hunter. Thanks so much for watching.